records lowest Aadhaar saturation in India with 60.7% as of 30 June 2022. Official data by the Union Ministry of Electronic and Information Technology reveals nearly 8.83 lakhs of the total population yet to be get enrolled. National Socialist Council of Nagaland, Isak Muival faction on Monday observed 25 years of Indo-Naga ceasefire at 7th Mile Dimapur Mission Center. Notably, the ceasefire came into effect on August 1, 1997, when the faction signed the pact with the Union Government of India. In bid for early resumption of oil exploration and extraction in the state, Central Nagaland Tribe Council asks all apex hohos and civil society organizations to put more pressure on state government. The council also appeals them to pressurize center and negotiating parties to sign the final Naga solution at the earliest. On the 12 days of the monsoon session, addressing questions on the consistent fault of the Rupee Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman in Rajya Sabha says there has been no collapse of Indian currency. The upper house expected to see a discussion on rising prices on Tuesday will also take up the Wildlife Protection Amendment Bill 2021. In the biggest blow to the terror group, Al-Qaeda, United States claims of killing its chief, Ayman al-Zawahiri, in a drone strike in Kabul. U.S. President Joe Biden on Monday announces that CIA strike to eliminate al-Zawahiri was carried out on Saturday that resulted that of the numero UNO of the terror outfit. Hello and welcome to Nltv. This is your anchor Rovinyo Lama and you're watching Nltv News Now. Now I shall read the news in details. In India, Nagaland has the lowest Aadhaar saturation and nearly 40% of total projected population in 2022 is yet to even get Aadhaar enrollment. This information came to light after Union Ministry of Electronic and Information Technology released data on July 20. According to a data released by Registrar General of India, the total population of the state is projected to be 22,13,000. In addition, 13,29,441 were assigned with live Aadhaar cards. Furthermore, 8,83,559 persons from the state were yet to enroll themselves for Aadhaar as of June 30. Meanwhile, saturation of Aadhaar cards in Dimapur exceeded 100% and stood at 109%, which was followed by Kohima at 75% and then Twensang and Longland at 72% each. At the meantime, Aadhaar saturation was below 70% in the rest of districts of the state. National Socialist Council of Nagaland (IM) on Monday observed 25 years of Indo-Naga ceasefire at 7th Mile Dimapur Mission Center. Chairman of Ceasefire Monitoring Group, Lieutenant General Amarjit Singh Bedi, attended the program as a special invitee in the presence of Naga Hoho, ENPO, United Naga Council Dimapur, Naga People Movement for Human Rights, Forum for Naga Reconciliation and Tenime Union Dimapur leaders, delivering the keynote address. Members Collective Leadership, NSCN and Team Leader, Ceasefire Ground Rules Review Committee, VA's attempt called the event as a long period in life, an issue which NSCN still struggles to solve the problem. A booklet launched titled 25 Years of Indo-Naga Ceasefire 1997-2022 marked the event. The ceasefire was first signed in 1977 between Indian government and NSCN-IM. Central Nagaland Tribe Council appeals to all apex hohos and civil society organizations to put more pressure on the state government for resumption of oil exploration and extraction as early as possible. Acknowledging efforts of roles played by the public while defending rights for welfare of entire Nagas, CNTC leader reprised on the visions and purpose of the formation of the council, clarifying it was not a political party or organization, but a pressure group to voice the grievances and needs of the entire Nagas in general, in particular to establish unity for social, economic and political betterment. Stating that the scenario of oil-bearing area under Newland and Changpang of Wokha district and some fertile areas under Mokochung, Longland and Mon district. CNDC picked on state government for its negligence on exploration and extraction, for which the state is undergoing massive loss of revenue as claimed by CNTC. Reflecting on the fact of Indo-Naga talk, the council also called UPON, all CSOS and NGOs to pressurize the central government and negotiating parties to sign the final Naga solution at the earliest. Members of the Committee on Estimates Nagaland Legislative Assembly successfully conducted spot verification of different project sites in Kohima and Dimapur on July 28 and 29, as proposed previously. The team was led by Chairperson of the committee, Dr. Chotisu Sazo, along with officials from Department of Municipal Affairs, Kohima Smart City Project, Nagaland BEE Keeping and Honey Mission and Nagaland Bamboo Development Agency. The committee visited the multi-level CAR parking located at Old Medical Directorate, Kohima, multi-level car parking Old NST Kohima, and waste management unit at Merima. During the visit, it was informed that the actual timeline for completion of the two multi-level car parking project was for 24 months, which has been delayed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The committee also visited the material recovery facility and compost plant at 7th Mile, Shukhovi Road, Chumukudima, carried out by Chumukudima Town Council. The committee later NBRC at 6 Mile, Sovima under NBDA and the Multi-Utility Center under NBHM. The release stating that on scope and potential in the state for creating self-employment and generating additional income for the household, as advised by the official NBDA and NBHM, are asked to come up with more innovative ideas and creativity in the future. On Monday, the NSC and GPRN of Wangcho region along with the Wangcho public condemned the fabricated press release issued by the joint team of the 40 Assam Rifle and Longding Police on the 28th July, which stated that 14 active cadre of various groups surrendered before a joint team of the 40 AR and Longding Police. Furthermore, the faction stated that those arrested cadre were discharged from active service on ground of family and health issues, and the question of surrender is hence not applicable to them. In addition, they stated that the arrested individuals were forcefully picked up from their residence by 40 AR and Longding Police, even though they no longer work with the faction. Meanwhile, the faction maintained that it was not the first time for AR that they have engaged in spreading misinformation about the faction. At the meantime, they stated that the public is aware of the game plan of the AR and hence the people cannot be fooled. Visit civil society organization who had earlier decided to call second phase of agitation of a non-repairment of Namtola Mon Road breathed a sign of relief after construction of the National Highway 702 resumed under the National Highways and Infrastructure Development Corporation. Notably, the Digit Civil Society organization had called a 12-hour chakaband on July 30 on Namtola Mon Road in the first phase of agitation of a non-compliance of its demand to resume repairing work of the state road. When the contractor failed to repair the 44-kilometer road, the Konyak Union Tizit unit and TASU had earlier decided to resume the second phase of agitation with an indefinite ban. But the second phase of agitation was temporarily cancelled on Monday morning after the workers were seen bringing the machineries and preparing to resume the repairing work. However, the organization warned that band would not be withdrawn until work resumed in full swing. Financial Literacy Examination 2022 is set to be conducted from August 29 to 31, upon which Nagaland Board of School Education informed that the exam will be conducted by the school through online mode only. Notably, no examination routine would be given out by the board. Meanwhile, the question paper is set to consist of 100 multiple choice questions carrying 1 mark each. The board further informed that the link to the examination will be provided 2 hours ahead on the day of the examination and that schools are to obtain the link of the examination from authorized contact numbers. Furthermore, the board cautioned that it will not be responsible in case the school or student obtain the link from any unauthorized person. Through a statement, Nagaland People's Action Committee has appealed to all citizens of Dimapur and neighboring areas to participate on the public rally scheduled on August 5, with purpose to forge ahead for an early Naga political solution. The committee informed the motive behind organizing the rally, as well as the rally is an arrangement of platform for the public to express its sentiment and anguish over the unending negotiation that remains unresolved for the last 25 years. NPSC that it would continue to press for an early solution through democratic process, said that it would like to send a clear message to Government of India on behalf of citizens of Nagaland. On the occasion of Sungrimung Festival, Mokokchung Town Assembly Constituency has organized an event on Tuesday. The celebration is currently underway at the multi-purpose sports complex of Mokokchung. It is to be mentioned that the event has been organized by Minister of Rural Development, Government of Nagaland, Metsubo Jamir. Meanwhile, after the formal event, a tug-of-war competition has been organized for all the colonies of Mokokchung Town and winners will be gifted. After the entire event, a mass feast has been organized. Nagaland recorded 15 fresh COVID-19 cases and 1 more patient from Dimapur succumbed to the infection on Monday. Worka reported 3 new cases. Dimapur, Kohima, Longland, Mokokchung and Mon reported 2 cases each, while Kifri and Zunboto reported 1 case. Notably, with the new addition, the total case load have increased to 35,793, while the death toll rose to 771. Meanwhile, India also reported 13,734 new COVID cases in the last 24 hours. As part of his Goodwill Prayer Fellowship with all NSCN members, the Council of Nagalim Churches would be holding prayer fellowship with the steering committee at Dipupar Au Baptist Church on August 5 at 10 a.m. CNC General Secretary Reverend Seksim Kasser has requested all executive members and steering committee members to participate, and also Naga Freedom Fighter Widows Welfare Federation, NSWO and Kilongse DY Kilongse Tatars, all Central Secretariat staff and senior members of NSCN. With the onset of monsoon season, Kifri Deputy Commissioner issued an advisory for public safety, as the probability of flash flood and rising water levels in the rivers and stream across Kifri is likely. DC has refrained public from going to riverside for fishing, picnicking or any other activities. In addition, all village councils have been directed to prohibit the aforementioned activities till the end of this monsoon season. Noklak District Task Force on COVID-19 held a meeting on Monday at the DC Conference Hall under chairmanship of Deputy Commissioner Hiazu Meru. Notably, Meru during the meeting highlighted the present status and scenario of COVID-19 in Nagaland and also shared on the importance of vaccination. Meanwhile, Noklak Chief Medical Officer Dr. Victor urged the citizens who have influenza-like illness to come forward for COVID-19 testing. The Chimukudima District Football Association will be conducting a football selection trial on August 6 for the upcoming Nagaland Olympic and Paralympic Games 2022. Selection trial will be held at Mazafima Town local ground from 3 p.m. onwards. Notably, only those footballers who are registered with CDFA will be eligible to represent the district football team. In this regard, CDFA informed to contact Tangboy Technical Director for those players who are yet to register. On Tuesday, Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma mocked the Jharkhand Congress MLA Kumar Jaimangal for the latter alleged fake FIR against him. Notably, the Jharkhand Congress MLA had written a letter alleging that 3 of his colleagues arrested in West Bengal recently had asked him to meet Assam Chief Minister in Guwahati with a promise of a ministerial berth and huge cash to bring down the JMM Congress government. Terming his allegation false, the Assam BJP MLA Piyush Hazarika shared pictures from his official Twitter handle in which Jaimangal can be seen meeting Union Minister Prahlad Joshi in his presence, retweeting the tweet Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma called that the accusation was akin to the Congress asking Ottavio Quattrocchi to file a case against Bofors. It is to be noted that Ottavio Quattrocchi was an Italian businessman named in Bofors scandals and Quattrocchi's role in the scandal, and his proximity to Indian Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi through his wife Sonia Gandhi is thought to have contributed to the defeat of the Congress party in the 1989 election. Meghalaya BJP President Ernest Mauri on Monday called on Governor Satyapal Malik to apprise him of the harassment that the BJP party workers in West Garo Hills are facing. The BJP has demanded for the immediate removal of the West Garo Hills Superintendent of Police and Deputy Commissioner. Claims have been matched by the party stating that while police in Tura are investigating the case against BJP Vice President Bernard Marak, party members have been called to the police station and detained for long hours. Marak has been accused of running a brothel at his farmhouse in Rimpu Bugand, where a raid was carried out on July 22, revealing many illegalities. Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma on Monday launched Mission Bhumiputra during the inauguration program of Bhumiputra portal, which was held at Srimanta Sankardev Kalakshetra, a digital way to issue digitalized caste certificate to the student. The Department of Tribal Affairs and Social Justice Empowerment implemented the mission to carry forward the government mission of easy public service to the public. Speaking on the occasion, Sharma said that the government will create 2 pillars under the mission. In addition, the manual system of issuing caste certificate will be ceased. Meanwhile, the Deputy Commissioner will issue the format of application for the caste certificate to the headmaster of educational institution from August 8 onwards. The Sub-Divisional Magistrate Bishalgarh on Monday imposed Section 114 CRPC at Charilam area under Sipahijala district after a confrontation broke out between BJP and Congress. According to local sources, the center of the problem was due to a pre-scheduled joining event of Congress party followed by reopening of a party office that was closed for a long time. BJP protested against Congress MLA Sudeep Roy Berman while a complaint was filed against the party for violation COVID-19 protocols. Hundreds of BJP supporters holding saffron flag gathered in front of the local mandal office, creating chaos. The civil administration, in apprehension of a law and order situation, claimed Section 144 of the CRPC, and police resorted to lathi charge to disperse the crowd. Meghalaya police arrested 5 people, including 2 teenagers and a woman. Meanwhile, the accused were Sanya Karmau Plang, 19 years, Daniel Nongrum, 20 years, Esther Ramangai, 37 years, Robinson, 19 years, and Latmingland Dongel, 30 years. As per sources, the police recovered 40 soap cases containing the suspected heroin, weighing 559 grams. The police also say that the smartphones belonging to the accused were also seized, and a case has been registered under a relevant section of the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act. Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman on Tuesday said in Rajya Sabha that there is no collapse of the Indian rupee. Replying to the question regarding the fall of the rupee against the US dollar, she also said that the fluctuation of the rupee are more against the US dollar and its performance is better than other currency. As for the current foreign exchange reserve of the country, the finance minister said that as on July 22, it's staying at USD 571 billion, while Sitharaman on Monday said in Lok Sabha there is no question of India getting into stagflation or recession like other major economies of the world. Responding to Congress MP Pramod Kumar's GB, Sitharaman noted that compared to 2014, inflation has decreased 27 times. Finance Minister assured that Indian rupees is still going strong despite COVID pandemic, Ukraine-Russian war and the supply chain hobbling across the globe. While as for the issues of GST collection, the Finance Minister said that compared to what was collected under GST, utilization is more. She also said that the collection of the road and infrastructure CESS has decreased as the excise on petrol and diesel has come down.
Collapse of the rupee. I'm just picking up on what the Honourable Member has said. Indian rupees fluctuations are more versus the dollar, the US dollar. And even there, the performance of the Indian rupee is much better than its own peers. We've withstood the impact of the US Fed's decisions much better than any other peer currencies. And actually, if you compare Indian rupee versus other currencies, it's appreciating in its value. So let us please understand the context and speak about the Indian rupee. There's no collapse, sir. Honourable Member, I would like to assure you through you, sir, there is no collapse of the Indian rupee. And also to speak about the reserves coming down. We are still somewhere in the range of 500 and let me give you what I had of this morning. As of 22nd June.
A big development in the National Herald case was witnessed on Tuesday as the Enforcement Directorate conducted a raid at the National Herald House and 12 other locations over alleged money laundering. The raid came few days after the agency summoned and questioned Congress Chief Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi over alleged money laundering case in connection with National Herald newspaper. Until now, both Sonia and Rahul have maintained that no personal acquisition of assets was made in the Associated Journals Limited Young Indians deal. ED is carrying out raids under criminal section of Prevention of Money Laundering Act to gather evidence on trial of funds. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday changed the display picture on his social media account to Tiranga and urged the citizens to do the same. PM Modi wrote in his Twitter account, quoting that the 2nd of August is a special day and at a time while marking Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, the nation is ready for a collective movement to celebrate the tricolor. PM Modi also paid homage to Pingali Venkaiah, who designed the national on his birth anniversary. Modi added, saying that the nation should take strength and inspiration from the tricolor on keep working for national progress. Senior BJP party leader, Union Home Minister Amit Shah and party president JP Nadda both changed their display picture to Tiranga. Fueled by hope and determination of performing in the last Surat Municipal Corporation polls, in which the party won 27 seats, the Aam Aadmi Party has released its first list of 10 candidates who will be fielded against a ruling BJP and opposition Congress in the upcoming Gujarat Legislative Assembly election. The candidates who met it in the first list include Bhimambhai Chaudhary, Jakmalt Vala, Arjun Radva, Sagar Rabari, Vashram Ram Dhanuk, Shivlal Basarsia, Sunil Vanghani, Rajendra Solanki and Om Prakash Tiwari. Reportedly, AAP is set to contest in 111 constituency at the upcoming Gujarat Assembly election. Ahead of the ensuing vice presidential polls, the Union Minister of Parliamentary Affairs Prahlad Joshi on Tuesday said that a meeting will be held on August 5 earlier on Tuesday morning. The Bharatiya Janata Party held a parliamentary party meeting in the Parliament Library building in the presence of BJP National President Jagat Prakash Nadda. In addition, Union Minister Rajnath Singh, Ashwini Vaishnav, S. Jaishankar, Anurag Thakur and Prahlad Joshi were among those who were seen arriving for the meeting at the Parliament Library building. Furthermore, Rajnath Singh is chairing the meeting. Notably, the election for the Vice President post will be held on August 6. This comes just as the tenure of Vice President Venkaiah Naidu comes to an end on August 10. Meanwhile, the National Democratic Alliance has announced Jagdeep Dhankar as its vice presidential candidate, while opposition parties have announced Margaret Alva as their candidates.
को फिर से हमारा एक बार राष्ट्रपति के उपराष्ट्रपति के चुनाव के लिए एक बार 5 तारीख को शाम को मीटिंग होगा। इतने आज हमारे मीटिंग
India's biggest ever auction of airwaves ended on Monday, with a record of over 1.5 lakhs crore worth of spectrum being sold. Fifth generation telecom services to be launched in October 4. Companies Reliance Jio, Bharti Airtel, Vodafone Idea and Adani Data Network bids over 1.5 lakh crore. Reliance Jio top 5G spectrum bids with 88,078 crore. Meanwhile, Union Minister of Communication, Electronics and Information Technology, Ashwin Vaishnav, said that 51,236 MHz out of 72,098 MHz spectrum of 4 were sold in the auction, and a total of 40 rounds was conducted in past 7 days. In addition, formalities of approving and allocating spectrum to be completed by August 10. In the latest update on monkeypox in India, one surge has been detected in Kerala on Tuesday afternoon, taking the tally of this viral disease in the state to 5. The detection has been confirmed by Kerala Health Minister Veena George. The patient is believed to be a returnee from UAE who arrived on July 27, currently undergoing treatment at the Manjiri Medical College in Malappuram. Furthermore, further details are yet to be. With a Gujarat Assembly election due this year, Aam Aadmi Party chief Arvind Kejriwal made some new promises if his party is voted to power. Notably, Kejriwal promised to create 10 lakhs government jobs and rupees 3,000 monthly unemployment allowance to young people in Gujarat. Arvind also added that his party will ensure each and every unemployed youth gets a job in the next 5 years. Meanwhile, it may be mentioned that Kejriwal on early occasion also promised to offer free water, electricity and Delhi mode of education and healthcare system. With polls nearing, party aims to gain a foothold after his huge victory in Punjab. US President Joe Biden confirmed on Monday that Al-Qaeda chief Ayman al-Zawahiri was killed on Saturday in an airstrike by the United States. Biden said in a media briefing that on Saturday at his direction, the United States successfully concluded an airstrike in Kabul, Afghanistan and killed Al-Qaeda Amir Ayman al-Zawahiri. US President said that justice has been delivered, adding, no matter how long it takes, no matter where you hide, if you are a threat to our people, the US will find you and take you out. Reports surpassed on Monday that the US killed Zawahiri in Afghanistan in a drone strike. Following this, Taliban spokesman Zabihullah Mujahid confirmed that the strike and said an airstrike was carried out on a residential house in Sharpur area of Kabul city on July 31. Meanwhile, the U.S. State Department had offered a reward of up to USD 25 million for information leading directly to Zawahiri capture.
My fellow Americans, on Saturday, at my direction, the United States successfully concluded an airstrike in Kabul, Afghanistan that killed the emir of Al-Qaeda, Ayman al-Zawahiri. You know, Zawahiri was bin Laden's leader. He was with him the whole time. He was his number 2 man, his deputy at the time the terrorists attacked 9/11. He was deeply involved in the planning of 9/11. One of the most responsible for the attacks that murdered 2,977 people on American soil. For decades, he was the mastermind behind attacks against Americans, including the bombing of the USS Cole in 2000, which killed 17 American sailors and wounded dozens more. He played a key role in the bombing of U.S. embassies in Kenya and Tanzania, killing 224.
This is all for afternoon. For more updates, keep watching Nltv.